month. Doesn't look like we're going to see a front before Halloween, but again, that is still well away from us. I'm just kind of looking at the overall trend in the atmosphere. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Right now, though, it is still very fall-like and a little chill to the air, 60 degrees currently, but notice our wind out of the southwest. That is starting to bring in some slightly higher humidity and will add to our warm-up over the next couple of days. In the 50s, low 60s outside right now. Certainly well on our way to dropping further into the 40s and 50s on the North Shore. And even away from the city, maybe some upper 40s as we get the day started tomorrow. Dew points are, though, a little bit higher than they were yesterday, and that is a trend with that more southerly wind. Again, we're not tapping into deep tropical moisture by any means, but certainly over the next couple of days, maybe a little bit more of a damp feel to the air. This time of the year, while we do see the cool downs, it really takes this upper pattern to stay with us. In other words, you need that northerly flow to continue bringing down cool, dry air. As soon as that moves away, which will start happening as the upper trough lifts north, we kind of lose that source for the cool air and our temperatures begin to rebound, especially being along the Gulf Coast. Now, good news is we will see a reinforcing trough that will bring the humidity back down for the weekend, but this is going to be a fairly weak front. The colder air stays to our north, so no real temperature drop behind this front, but we will get back into the less humid air for the weekend, so good news there. This upper pattern, though, starts to change again as we get into early next week, and then this upper ridging starts taking hold. And kind of looking at the overall pattern going forward for the rest of the month, it generally looks like we'll see upper ridging, or if nothing else, keeping more upper troughs north and west of us over the next several weeks. That is putting us closer toward the end of October. So again, we could definitely squeeze out a cold front before October 31st, but the trend does look to be, at least for the next near future, next 6 to 10 days, definitely staying above average, which now is 80 degrees. That average high continues to drop. And then looking beyond that for the next 2 weeks, almost toward Halloween, probably staying above average as well. Hopefully we'll squeeze out a front maybe some point on the 31st to cool us down a little bit for trick-or-treat evening, but as of right now, it just doesn't look to be the case. Again, that could change. A lot of folks just wondering what is the forecast looking like. Upper energy is lifting away, but here comes the next front. That will bring in maybe some passing clouds, but otherwise not expecting much in the way of rainfall with this frontal boundary. High pressure sitting right over us is shifting off to the east. That brings back more of an onshore flow. Maybe we're able to squeeze out an isolated shower on Thursday, but even the model's not going with much rainfall at all. Yesterday they were looking at maybe 10–20%, and now even that looks to be a little too generous. So don't think we're going to see any showers with the front, and we do need the rainfall, so fairly dry frontal passage as it moves on through, but it will help to lower our humidity for the weekend. Quick check of the tropics. We are watching one area. It looks like we do have a newly named storm in the eastern Pacific, and then one that is still being highlighted with a high potential. And in the Atlantic, this one that we've been watching since late last week does have a high potential for development. Good news is models keep that probably maybe clipping the islands before making a turn away from the United States. As I'd mentioned earlier in the newscast, that it does look like with the upper pattern, the way it's favoring, temperatures in the water going down, I think we are seeing an end to our hurricane season for southeast Louisiana. 78 degrees our high tomorrow, still hanging on to that drier air, a little more humid, not muggy, but you'll notice the difference as we head into Thursday, Friday. Highs will be back into the lower 80s. Weak front knocks the humidity down. Doesn't do much for our temperatures into the weekend, but any weekend plans, a lot of festivals going on. Looks like it'll be great.
Oh, good.
And then gradually warming into early next week. What do you